News 25 is brought to you by Golden Casino Group, where you'll always find great fun, good food, and fantastic entertainment, all at Gold Town, Lakeside, and the Pahrump Nugget. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, bail amounts are increased for 4 defendants.
And an open house is being held concerning off-road vehicles. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell, Eunette Gentry. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
New charges and bail amounts are stacking up against 4 locals. It's Thursday, February 13th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Eunette Gentry.
Well, today, 4 people accused of abusing several children inside a Pahrump home appeared in court, where their attorneys argued for reduced bails. Judge Lisa Shamley presided over today's arraignment in Pahrump Justice Court. The defendants include 39-year-old Eric Garcia, 30-year-old Mickey Cagle, 50-year-old Danny Hicks, and 49-year-old Vicky Bockley. All 4 were arrested last week after a weeks-long investigation into the alleged abuse. Today, they face dozens of serious charges that could put them behind bars for the rest of their lives. The child victims were allegedly given alcohol that made them sick and reportedly sexually abused by all defendants on multiple occasions. Investigators say that the children were able to describe in detail numerous acts of sexual abuse involving all of the suspects. Some of the reported abuse included acts of bestiality. Chief Deputy District Attorney Kirk Bitto argued for higher bail for each of the defendants, asking the judge to set bail at least $500,000. The defendants' attorneys then argued against higher bail, saying that their clients have strong local ties and do not present a flight risk. After hearing those arguments, Judge Shamley decided to increase the bail for each defendant.
The real concern that I have here is that the defendants are facing a substantial number of years in prison if they are convicted of these offenses. And my primary concern is I don't want anybody to flee the jurisdiction. And when you have a heavy sentence that you're looking at upon conviction, I know that that does substantially increase the flight risk. So that is a big part of the decision, the decision that I'm going to make in each of the individuals' cases of bail. So for Mr. Garcia, his bail is currently set at $200,000 cash or bond. I believe that in lieu of the fact that the state has filed a total of 10 counts against Mr. Garcia, I'm going to set bail at $800,000 cash or bond for Mr. Garcia. The next defendant will be Vicky Bockley. Bail is currently set at $50,000 cash or bond. Looks like the state increased the number of charges against her as well. I'm going to set bail at $500,000 cash or bond on that case. For Mr. Hicks, he was booked in, it looks like, on the same number of charges. I'm going to increase the bail to $250,000 cash or bond. And for Mickey Cagle, we have a total of 4 charges here. It looks like he was booked in on 3, $200,000 cash or bond.
Garcia, Cagle, Hicks, and Bockley will continue to be held in the Nye County Detention Center. All 4 will be in court again for a preliminary hearing on February 27th, at which time the state will present evidence against them. News 25 met Vicky Bockley, seen here in the red sweatshirt, when the Nye County Sheriff's Office delivered Christmas toys and gifts to the family back in 2017.
And in other local news, Death Valley National Park is applying for grant funding to address damage caused by off-road driving, and they want to prevent off-road driving in that park. They're seeking public ideas and comments now. Brad Francis has more.
Death Valley National Park is hosting an open house next Tuesday, February 18th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the Furnace Creek Visitor Center. The park is requesting funding from the State of California Off-Highway Motor Vehicle Recreation Division to restore landscapes damaged by prohibited off-highway vehicle incursions on park lands. And the public meeting next week will allow park staff to gain ideas and comments that could be incorporated into the grant application. Death Valley National Park encompasses nearly 3.5 million acres of exposed desert, with roughly 93% of this land designated as wilderness. This designation protects the pristine nature of the landscape, in part by prohibiting the use of vehicles within it. Unfortunately, over 130 miles of vehicle tracks like these have been recorded off roads within the park, much of them in wilderness. The park will submit its preliminary grant application to the OHMVR division. The public will then be able to comment on the application proposal itself from March 3rd through May 4th. Any interested party is encouraged to attend next week's open house. Again, it's Tuesday, February 18th at the Furnace Creek Visitor Center. It starts at 5:30 p.m. For more information, contact Death Valley National Park.
Well, there was smoke on the north side of town today. As emergency crews arrived, they found a vehicle on fire. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue is investigating the cause of a vehicle fire that occurred this morning on the 3800 block of Blosser Ranch Road just after 9 a.m. Fire crews arrived to find a fully engulfed passenger van that was unoccupied on a resident's property in close proximity to the home. The fire was quickly extinguished without any further extension. The cause of the fire is unknown at this time.
And unfortunately, a Pahrump man has succumbed to his injuries sustained as a result of his oxygen tank exploding. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Services arrived on location along with deputies on January 22nd, and they located a man burned on multiple parts of his body. That individual was reportedly smoking a cigarette when his tank exploded, causing him significant injuries that required him to be airlifted from his home on Jubilee Court. However, that man declined to be transported by air. He instead was taken by ground ambulance to the hospital, where he later died. And stay tuned. We'll be right back here at News 25.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, it's going to cost you more to visit Disney parks in California. Angela Miles has the details in today's Business First Brief.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, Wall Street analysts are listing the stocks they love this year. Taking a look at the top 5 favorites: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Coca-Cola, and Disney. Disney fans will be paying more for a visit to the Mouse House. According to CNN Business, Disney is selling Hopper tickets this year that will go for more than $200 a pop. The price will range between $159 and $209 for a visit to Disneyland and Disney California Adventure Park. BP is attempting to go green. The oil giant will try to end all its greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. BP will also invest in alternative energies. The CEO says the world's carbon budget is running out fast. Big oil and gas companies are facing backlash from activists.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Thanks so much, Angela. Well, are you thinking about tying the knot? You can do it tomorrow on Valentine's Day right at McCarran Airport. The Clark County Clerk's Office has opened a temporary marriage license office at McCarran International Airport for couples visiting Las Vegas to obtain licenses faster and easier. The office is open for Valentine's Day through the 3-day President's Day weekend, and it will also be open on Leap Day, February 29th. The pop-up office is located in Terminal 1. Marriage licenses cost $77, and couples can fill out a marriage license pre-application from the county's website. And remember, local couples can go there as well.
Well, here is Laura Dom with today's news across our state.
The Nevada Department of Transportation is looking ahead to the summer road construction season by accepting applications for paid summer internships through February 28th. The internships provide on-the-job training and administration and civil and environmental engineering, including roadway and bridge design, construction, hydraulics, materials, as well as traffic engineering, environmental stewardship, and highway project administration, maintenance, and storage water management. The internships take place May through August 2020 and pay up to $18 per hour, depending on experience and education. Through February 28th, applications are being accepted for positions in Carson City, Las Vegas, Reno, Elko, Ely, Tonopah, and Winnemucca. Applications can be submitted by selecting the careers link of nevada.com. Applicants must be a high school graduate and currently enrolled in a college program. The Greater Las Vegas Association of Realtors has officially shortened its name to Las Vegas Realtors, LVR. President Tom Blanchard said the name change is part of an overall rebranding of the association founded in 1947. The association, the largest professional organization in Southern Nevada, officially switched to its new and shorter name on February 10th, with its website, headquarters, building and communications with members of the association, the public reflecting the new name starting this week. The Las Vegas Realtors provide more than 15,000 local members with education, training, and political representation. Each member receives the highest level of professional training and must abide by a strict code of ethics. U.S. Senator Catherine Cortez Masto co-sponsored legislation to increase funding available through Medicaid for clinics that treat mental health and addiction. The Excellence in Mental Health and Addiction Treatment Expansion Act renews and expands funding for certified community behavioral health clinics across the country. For many in our communities, these centers provide the only available access to mental health and addiction services. In 2014, the Excellence in Mental Health and Addiction Treatment Act created a certified community behavioral health center pilot program that provided a competitive process for funding for 8 states, including Nevada. These clinics are required to provide a comprehensive set of services, including 24/7, 365-day crisis services and immediate screenings, risk assessments, and diagnoses. They provide outpatient mental health and substance abuse treatment services, as well as coordinating care and partnerships with emergency rooms, law enforcement, and veterans groups. No one is turned away for inability to pay. I'm Laura Don, and this is your news across Nevada.
Thanks so much, Laura.
Yes, and be sure to stay tuned right here at KPVM because we are Pahrum's #1 and now Las Vegas's newest news source.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Nye County's injury attorneys. Don't get bullied by insurance companies. Call Jason Ernest and bully them back at 775-727-9500.
Welcome back. Well, many of you out there can't seem to get your day going without your morning coffee. But have you ever considered if your coffee habit is either good or bad for your bones? A recent study looks at coffee and its relationship to bone health. Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Chad Dill did not take part in this study, but does say the results show that drinking more coffee could equal stronger bones.
3 metabolites in particular were associated with an increase in bone density in the population and also a decrease in the risk of fracture.
The study looks at data on more than 500 people. Researchers found people who habitually drank coffee had higher bone mass density. They attribute the benefit to 3 specific metabolites found in coffee. Dr. Deal says the relationship between coffee and bone health has been studied before, and results are conflicting. Previous research shows the more caffeine a person drinks, the more calcium is excreted from the body. And since the main mineral component in bone is calcium, this could potentially create a calcium imbalance and inhibit bone formation. However, he says the bottom line is, if you are a coffee drinker, you should not be worried about its impact on your bone health.
For all those folks who drink lots of coffee and are concerned about the health effects of coffee, this is good news. It appears to show that coffee is, in general, probably good for bone health.
Dr. Deal says by identifying which metabolites in coffee are good for bone health, it opens the door to more possibilities to create new drugs that protect the bones. Complete results of the study can be found in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism.
Interesting. Well, Josh Osborne talks about computers in today's Tech Tip, asking the old age question, repair or replace.
Hi, it's Josh with Pahrumph's own Great Computer Deals. Let's get right into it. It's time for another quick tutorial. Is it worth fixing my broken computer? Almost every day in our store, customers are met with this dilemma. Do I fix my computer or do I just get another one? Usually this will come down to what is exactly wrong with the machine. If it's simply running slow and needs a tune-up, yeah, that's worth fixing. If your hard drive has gone bad, but your computer is still modern and working otherwise, yeah, that's also worth fixing. If your motherboard is completely blown, now we're getting into a more difficult situation. Parts like motherboards can be a bit pricey, plus you gotta count on the labor costs too. At the end of the day, it comes down to dollars and cents. Feel free to stop by our store for a free quote on a fix versus replacement. Why trust a technician when you can trust a friend? Great Computer Deals is located at 1190 East Highway 372. Call us at 775-990-8833.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, let's take a look outside and see how today progressed weather-wise. Look at that beautiful view through our Lerner and Rowe weather cam. We'll take a closer look at our weather and everything happening in and around Pahrump right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donohue with today's weather. In Las Vegas and Amargosa, we had a high of 64 degrees. The low was 39 in Las Vegas, 32 for the low in Amargosa. Death Valley, 75, their low was 45 degrees. 63, 29 in Beatty, 55 for the high in Goldfield, 52 for the high in Tonopah. Both towns have a low of 19 degrees. 57 with a low of 21 in Fallon. 58 for the high in Fernley, 59 for the high in Carson City. Both of those towns have a low of 27 degrees. Now today in Pahrump, we saw sunny skies. Our high today was 64 degrees. Winds coming out of the south-southwest at 4 miles per hour. 18% for our humidity and our sunrise at 6:33 this morning. Now for tonight, we're going to see some clear skies. Our low is going to be 36 degrees. It is currently 61 outside with winds coming out of the east-southeast up to 5 miles per hour. Our humidity at 35% and our sunset at about 5:22 tonight. Now looking ahead to our 7-day, those clouds we were talking about seem to have dissipated off. We are now going to see mainly some sunny skies pretty much all through next Thursday, although we do have a couple clouds floating around on Sunday. That wind has also kind of moved around a little bit. We're going to be seeing some high winds up to 13 miles per hour on Monday and then 12 miles per hour on Wednesday. For our temperatures on Friday through Sunday, through Monday, we're going to be seeing our highs in those mid to high 60s, just between 64 and 65 degrees. We're going to drop down to a high of 56 on Tuesday and then 58 on Wednesday and Thursday. For overnights on Friday, we're going to be seeing a low of 37 degrees. We're going to jump up to 40 and 41 Saturday and Sunday, and then dip back down to those low 30s between 30 and 32 degrees for the remainder of the week. And so now with that, we're going to toss it back to the desk with Deanna and Eunette.
All right, thanks so much, Michael.
Don't forget that there is a job and volunteer fair happening tomorrow morning beginning at 9 a.m. at Nye Communities Coalition. That's at the corner of West and Wilson Street, 1020 East Wilson. Everybody come on down.
Yeah.
There's so many different job opportunities down there, of course, and volunteer opportunities
Of course.
as well.
And don't you have special plans for tomorrow on Valentine's?
Yeah. So I'm going to go by the Mob Museum because the Mob Museum has a free entry for Nevada residents tomorrow, and it's from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m.
That's right.
It's their their 8th anniversary of the St.
Valentine's Day Massacre. I know, it's a gory reason, but remember to spread love on Valentine's Day in its various forms.
The Mob Museum's been open for 8 years, that's what we meant to say. And then, so if you want to find out more, you can of course find them online. It's a wonderful, you know, date idea. I think it's lots of fun for us. So we're going to do that. And of course, we want to remind everybody that there's lots of things that you can do for Valentine's Day right here around town. There's all sorts of deals. But Lynn Peterson and Woody Woods are going to be down there at the Mountain Falls Grill Room tomorrow night performing, and that might be somewhere that you might want to go and
great date night idea if you haven't set your plans yet.
Exactly, exactly. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Eunette Gentry. And from all of us here at KPVM and 8th Country Radio, thanks so much for joining us tonight, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night.